beautiful legacy. Every line, every curve leaves a trace of who we were.
Hello and welcome to A Beautiful Legacy. I'm your host, Tiago Pinto. This month, we are looking at the people who shape not only what we buy, but how we buy it. The systems, the objects, and the environments that structure everyday commerce. Today's episode is about a brand that did something radical. It turned time into a product. Not assortment, not price, time itself. This is the legacy of 7-Eleven. Before 7-Eleven changed retail, shopping followed the ritual. You planned it, you scheduled, you traveled for it. Food retail was structured around the stock-up behavior. Weekly visits, large baskets, predictable routes. Shops closed earlier. Sundays were quiet. Night belonged to restaurants, cafes, or simply to absence. Then, gradually, another pattern emerged. A different kind of customer appeared. Not the household planner, but the passerby, the commuter, the night worker, the student, the insomniac, the taxi driver, the mother with no time between errands, the worker living late. This customer did not want choice, they wanted continuity. And in answering that need, 7-Eleven made a radical shift. It did not simply sell products, it sold time. The company began in Texas in 1927 as Southland Ice Company, selling ice blocks for domestic refrigeration. The pivot into retail, milk, bread, eggs was pragmatic. Customers needed essentials after hours. But the breakthrough came later. In 1946, the chain adopted its defining name, referring to extended hours, 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. At the time, this was not incremental, it was radical. Because the innovation was not opening longer, it was redefining when shopping happened. 7-Eleven observed what supermarkets ignored, the fragmented day. It recognized that consumption did not follow retail logic. It followed life itself. Morning demanded coffee and cigarettes. Afternoon demanded snacks. Night demanded convenience. By aligning with these micro moments, the brand quietly rewired urban behavior.
Trace of who we were.
Supermarkets trained customers to browse. 7-Eleven trained them to decide. Mission-based shopping became its central behavioral engine. Customers entered with one purpose and one expectation: speed. The assortment reflected this psychology. It was narrow, functional, immediate. Drinks, prepared food, impulse snacks, everyday necessities. But more importantly, it was calibrated. 7-Eleven became a master of assortment minimalism, curating precisely what was needed for a specific moment. This was not about abundance, it was about precision. The logic was clear. You come for one thing, you leave quickly, you return often. Frequency replaced basket size as the key metric, and in doing so, 7-Eleven anticipated a shift that supermarkets only recognized decades later. Convenience was not about proximity alone, it was about cognitive economy.
beautiful legacy. Every line, every curve leaves a trace of who.
Nowhere did this become clearer than in Japan. When 7-Eleven entered the Japanese market in 1974, it evolved from a convenience store into something far more sophisticated, a daily infrastructure system embedded within urban life. Japanese stores operate on a different rhythm. They restock multiple times per day. Inventory is adjusted according to neighborhood patterns, weather, commuting flows, and time of the day. Breakfast sandwiches appear in the morning. Rice bowls dominate lunch. Late night skews toward comfort food. The store becomes responsive, almost conversational. What emerged was not just retail efficiency, but urban synchronization. A retail system tuned to the cadence of the city itself. And in this synchronization lies one of 7-Eleven's most enduring legacies. It recognized that modern retail is temporal before it is spatial.
Beauty. Beautiful legacy. Every line, every curve leaves a trace of
7-Eleven understood something fundamental about behavior long before digital platforms articulated it. Habits are built through repetition without resistance. The brand engineered frictionlessness at every level. Standardized layouts reduce hesitation. Compact footprints minimize movement. Fast transactions preserve momentum. Predictable assortments reduce decision fatigue. Even store lighting and signage reinforce clarity and speed. But the deeper insight lies in its invisibility. The experience is not memorable in a traditional sense. It is reliable, and reliability builds habit. Daily coffee, evening snack, emergency purchase. The store becomes less of a destination than a reflex. Decades before the language of UX entered retail, 7-Eleven operated as a behavioral interface, reducing effort until consumption became automatic.
beautiful legacy. Every line, every curve leaves a trace of who we were.
Unlike supermarkets designed for dwell time, 7-Eleven was designed for flow. Its spatial logic reflects transit more than leisure. Narrow aisles, direct sightlines, clear zones. Entrances invite immediate orientation. Refrigeration lines anchor the space. Checkouts define the exit. Everything serves circulation. This design language mirrors the environments it inhabits. Train stations, intersections, dense urban grids. The store does not interrupt movement. It accompanies it. In this sense, 7-Eleven belongs to the same lineage as motorway service stations, airport retail, and transit-oriented commerce. Systems designed for velocity rather than contemplation.
Beautiful legacy. Every line, every curve leaves a trace of who we were.
Despite its ubiquity, more than 80,000 locations globally, 7-Eleven has never relied on spectacle. Its architecture is modest, its branding is functional, its visual language is restrained. The power lies elsewhere, in consistency. Wherever you encounter it, Dallas, Tokyo, Bangkok, Copenhagen, the promise is identical. Speed, availability, predictability. And this consistency across cultures reflects yet another important shift in retail thinking: trust through sameness. For a commuter at midnight, the guarantee of familiarity outweighs the desire for novelty.
Beautiful legacy. Every line, every curve leaves a trace of who we were.
The world we inherited from 7-Eleven. Today, nearly every form of urban retail carries its imprint. Grab-and-go formats, petrol stations forecourts, late-night grocery, food delivery ecosystems. Even digital commerce echoes its logic. One-click purchasing, subscription models, predictive restocking, all reflect the same philosophy. Eliminate friction, preserve momentum. But the deeper inheritance is behavioral. We no longer ask whether shops are open. We assume that they are. We no longer schedule purchases. We absorb them into movement. Time itself has become the currency of retail. "7-Eleven did not redefine the store. It redefined the moment. It saw what traditional retail overlooked, that modern life would fragment into smaller, faster intervals, that customers would measure value not in variety or price alone, but in minutes saved. And in responding to that insight, it transformed shopping into something almost invisible. A pause between destinations, a gesture within routine, a solution without ceremony. In doing so, 7-Eleven proved something profound. The most powerful retail innovation is not space, it is time. And once time becomes the product, everything else flows. And that, truly, is a beautiful legacy.
Beautiful legacy. Every line, every curve leaves a trace of who we were.
You've been listening to A Beautiful Legacy. This month, we explore the people and brands who transformed retail into behavior. From supermarkets to convenience stores, from logistics to habit. In the coming episodes, we will look into figures and systems who reshaped how we buy, move, and live in equally radical ways. If you enjoyed this episode, follow the show and join me every Tuesday and Thursday. Until then, keep noticing the beauty people leave behind.
Beautiful legacy. Every line, every curve leaves a trace of who we were. In the shape of a chair, in the light on a wall, someone's dream still stands tall. But